Awesome. We are recording. So, welcome, you guys. My name is Mickey Pease. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Whoever invited you here, be sure to thank them by the time this is done because you're going to hear some great information from a couple of us speakers who have been here for all different sorts of reasons why, different lengths of time. And I just love connecting with different people and being able to share different stories. So, whether you are a guest of somebody, if you're already a part of Bravenly, just looking to hear some different stories, welcome. We love to have you. Yes, Michelle, go ahead and pop in the comments where you're tuning in from. We love to hear that as well, especially now that we are literally global. Bravenly Global is finally global. We're officially in Canada, also pre-launched in Australia and the United Kingdom, and soon to be Spain. So we will get to that. But you guys, my name is Mickey Pease, and I am what they call an OG. So I was here from the very first day that Bravenly was Bravenly. Actually, before Bravenly was even named Bravenly, I was down at a little airport or a little Airbnb in Gulfport, Florida, with our founding family, Aspen and Brent Emery, and their kiddos, as well as our corporate OG, Ashley Walmer, and a few other individuals, men and women, who were all a part of finding out about Bravenly and what Aspen had up her sleeve, what her vision was, what her dream was to create this company that you're all here to hear about tonight. So that is a little bit about why I'm here. But before that, you guys, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I'm the girl. If you saw the promo images, I'm the stay-at-home mom and the college cheer coach. And as a mom, 13 years ago, I became a stay-at-home mom almost. And if you are a mom, go ahead and drop mom in the comments, or a stay-at-home parent by any mom or dad. It can get kind of lonely. And when you go from having two incomes down to just one income, it also gets very scary, very stressful. And I was starting to really feel that guilt of like not wanting to spend any money because my husband made it, although that's not how he treated it. That's how I felt it. And I wanted more. I felt like I was meant for more. And so I dabbled in this space. I tried a couple different things. Nothing was ever like the right fit necessarily. But through my my journey, I met, like I said, Aspen Emery, who invited me down to find out about Bravenly. And you guys, if you've done that before, if you've tried these things before and maybe they didn't work for you, I'm here to tell you that being in the right vehicle makes all a difference. So here at Bravenly, we have all of the tools and the resources. We have a great compensation plan. We have incredible products, which I'm excited for Jody to share more about at the end of this video. He is obviously the man in scrubs on this call. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to these ingredients. So I'll let him dive into more about that. But you guys, they work. And so when something works and it feels good to share with others and you're hearing these results, it's hard not to get loud about it. And when you get a paycheck in return, there's really nothing better. So now I get to stay home. I get to lead a team and have that recognition, that reward, and that income for myself. And I still get to cheer. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And I haven't had to give up a moment of being mom for my kiddos. So that is my story. I'm going to hand it over to Sarah, who's going to share a little bit more. Like I said, you guys, we're all completely different backgrounds. So if you're not a mom, if you can't relate to my story, that's okay. You don't have to have a spot here at this Bravenly table. So Sarah, go ahead and kick it off. You guys, Sarah's really amazing. When I was just asking her to remind me of her like actual title, we decided the title doesn't matter because what she does is create trainings for the Department of War. I'm like, that's pretty like you're a baddie. So go ahead, Sarah. Tell us how you found Bravenly and why you're doing this side thing in addition to a big job like that.
Well, thank you. Yes, for the last 19 years, I have actually worked for the Department of Defense, Department of War is what it's called now. And I've created training. I have been an instructor. I've led instructor teams. I've led curriculum development teams. I've worked for basically every branch of the military, including a combatant command. Um, and I'm also a Marine Corps veteran, which a lot of people look at me and they're like, "You were what?" And I was like, "Yes." And I was a firefighter in the Marine Corps. So that does feel like a long time ago, but that is where my career has kind of led me. And 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago now, I jumped into Bravenly without trying a single product. I just saw a vision. Well, one, I was sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. So I was looking for some products. But then I saw a faith-based company, a company that the supplements were created by naturopathic doctors, that the company had already had a lot of support. There's never been a missed paycheck. Products weren't going crazy and changing every 5 minutes. And I just saw something that I knew I could just throw my heart into. And what better accountability when you are trying to get on a health journey than sharing it with other people? So that's how I started, and I wanted to bring people along on that journey with me. But I wasn't looking for a new identity. I have a career, I have accomplishments, I have the military service, but something that I was lacking a lot of is while I had a lot of it, I have a lot of success, I don't have a lot of fulfillment in my career. So it's one thing when someone is sending you a message and saying, "Hey, Sarah, oh my gosh, I was just on the floor with my grandkids and I was able to get up and I feel so much better. Like I can play with them." It's such an incredible feeling versus, "Sarah, good job on that PowerPoint." Like there's difference between success and fulfillment, and you can have all the success in the world and not feel fulfilled. And that is really what Bravenly has done for me. It's built my confidence. The community is incredible. These two amazing humans that we're doing this Zoom with, I'm so lucky. I just feel so lucky that we have a culture where we help each other. We are not in either any of the same organizations. We don't cross over at all. And we're here supporting each other to help our teams, to help our friends, to help our families and the people that we care about together. And I just think that's incredible. I love that we're faith-based. I love that I've learned so much about leadership. You'd think working for the Department of War for so long that I'd be like a pro at it, but I've learned more about leadership in this role than I have in 19 years. And you don't have to be somebody to join this that just hates their job or is desperate for money or desperate for anything else. You could be desperate for community and find your place here, which I love. And I put it into 10 to 15 minutes of my day. So if I've got 10 to 15 minutes, I will go to my little checklist, which part of the support, we get these fun little checklists to help us get through our business. And I just take that checklist and I go off for 10 to 15 minutes, go back to whatever I was doing and come back when I've got time. So it's very doable in that kind of situation. But the thing about it, uh, the best decision I've ever made in my life, because I have grown in my mental health, which I've told you guys I was a former Marine, 100% disabled due to situations. I'm also a domestic abuse survivor. And so mentally with these, I just I'll just say that these products have helped me in so many ways, physically, mentally, but it's also been spiritual health. Because I get to talk about my faith and I get to have this community of like-minded people, I've grown in that aspect too. But I want to pass it now to Bravenly's absolute favorite CRNA. Jody, I would love to hand it off to you, and I am so excited to learn from you. I always pick up something amazing every time I hear you speak. So I'm going to pass it over to you now.
Thank you both. It's so wonderful to be here. And I think Sarah said it best that we're different. We're one big organization, Bravenly Global, but we have different kind of branches of that organization. And it is cool because technically we don't benefit off of anything right now from each other. We're just here to help. We're here to grow. Why? Because we believe in something better. We believe in the bigger picture. We believe in what Bravenly Global has to offer so much that it really doesn't matter whose team we're on because we're all on that team. So, products, ingredients, like what does all that look like? You know, um, Bravenly Global, I think Sarah said it just a while ago, formulated by naturopathic doctors. Hang on, my screen is going crazy now, y'all. I'm like, I can't see anybody. I like to see people, but not me. So that's all right. I don't know where the rest of my screen went. But so now I don't see anybody. I might have to call my wife. Marsha, how did this notes get up? Sorry, guys.
Jody, do you
No,
slide to the side?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see. Hit escape. And then go right here.
You don't even have to be technically proficient to be part of our team.
Look, you're here. You're being seen, and they can hear
Okay.
you.
Well, if
So
you can hear me, that's good. So I'm just talking to a blank screen, y'all. It's funny though. But at any rate, so I'm good. I don't need to say bed.
Okay.
All right. So I have a few notes here, but the product. So let's get to that because what a lot of people say is, does it really do what it says it's going to do? And this is what got me. So nobody's ever passed a hospital and they're like, oh, that hospital's closed. Let's go to the next one, right? Like a convenience store will be closed or some other stores. There's never a closed sign on the front of a hospital. So working in medicine with my wife, Marsha, who you just saw, she's a registered nurse who retired herself with Bravenly Global in less than 9 months. So that's incredible. We are super excited about that. I found myself drinking a whole lot of coffee. And we all know that a lot of coffee can do a lot of crazy things to your insides. And it just found myself super tired. Marsha joined Bravenly Global. I started taking Brew Extreme. And it completely changed me. Within 1 week, I was not drinking any coffee. I was drinking Brew Extreme. So that really sent me down a rabbit hole. What is in this stuff? Well, it didn't take me long to figure out that this is the real deal. So what is it? What does it have in it? Formulated by naturopathic doctors. It's got everything it needs for stimulation and signaling. I could talk for hours on these products, but one of the biggest things that I love to talk about is one of your neurotransmitters is called acetylcholine. That's the neurotransmitter that's most predominant in the body. What that does is that carries nerve signals from one little spot to another all along your body. It's what makes you move your finger. If you're picking your nose, it makes you get your finger out of your nose when somebody looks at you really quickly. So movement, memory, and mood. Think of that real quick for acetylcholine. So without acetylcholine, you're going to be sluggish, you're not going to feel great, and you're probably not going to move around a lot. Now, Bravenly Global doesn't give you a magic boost of acetylcholine, but what Bravenly Global does is it's got the ingredients in it that support the body's natural systems, that replenishes acetylcholine within the body systems. So that way your mood, your memory, and your focus and your attitudes and all those movements suddenly begin to feel better and begin to happen better. Now, other question we get and a lot of people ask is whenever you talk about some of the energy products, like, does it make you jittery? No, it doesn't make you jittery. And I'll run through this real quick because most of the other energy drinks that are out there on the market, they'll have a whole lot of signal or stimulation, not a lot of signaling, right? What does that mean? Everybody's seen a NASCAR or a drag race car, right? Whenever they're getting ready to race each other, the two cars are lined up side by side. And when they just hold the brakes and that car starts rattling and shaking really, really, really hard, smoke's going everywhere, and it doesn't really go fast, right? It doesn't go anywhere. It just, they're holding the brakes and the cars, it's just, it looks like a catastrophe and the car's shaking real hard. That's pretty much old fashioned drinks, energy drinks. What Bravenly Global does is when that light turns green on that Christmas tree, when those cars are racing, when that light turns green, it takes all of that stimulation and sends it exactly where it needs to go so that you have the ability to do what your body wants to do. It's not just storing up all this stimulated activity, it's actually giving it a place to go naturally, holistically. Now, I fell in love with the products. I'm on it all. I won't talk about my favorite product or some of my favorite products because I'll get in trouble. Marsha's in the kitchen. But that's for another story. But what about the business? Because that's what really piqued my attention. What about the opportunities that it can create for you? What is Bravenly Global? What would it look like for you? And we get asked that question a lot because it's the reality of the truth is already make 6-digit figures. I'm a certified registered nurse anesthetist, and Marsha was a registered nurse and retired herself. So people look at us and say, what are you doing here? It's been said best already. Community is great. Moms being able to do what moms want to do and what the world needs them to do, and that's nurture their families and be home, but still be able to participate and feel like they're giving back. So I ran a little math because numbers kind of get people thinking. And all these numbers that I'm going to talk about, I listed it in the comments, bg-ids.com. So we're just going to take, for instance, somebody making $20 an hour. If you worked all year long, $20 an hour, and you did a great job for whoever you're working for, you were a great employee, you were committed, and you showed up every day. At the end of the year, they decided to give you on your annual evaluation a 2% raise, which by nowadays is pretty generous. I mean, some people don't get a raise at all. 2% raise on $20 an hour over the course of time, that's going to give you an extra 40 cents an hour. That's going to look like $832 a year. What's that, $70 a month? That's your raise. $70 a month. But what if we told you that the systems are in place? All you're doing is a system with distribution. There's no products for you to stock and store. There's no inventory, basically. The systems are in place. The training is free. The opportunity is unbelievable. With Bravenly Global, if you hit the key rank of director, which according to the Bravenly Global income disclosures, a director averages around $600 a month. You just turned that 2% raise on $20 an hour that gave you $832 a year. You just turned that into $7,200 with this opportunity with Bravenly Global, according to the income disclosures. Now, maybe it's $50 a month that you're looking for. Maybe it's $500 a month. Maybe it's $5,000 a month or even more. That opportunity is there, and people have done it here because this community supports growth. It supports each other, and the systems are in place in order for you to accomplish whatever goal you set out to do. So what we encourage you to do is reach out to the person who got you onto this Zoom or who shared this Zoom call with you. Ask all the questions. Ask them to see those enrollment kits. Because for under $699.99, you can begin this. It doesn't take a lot, but reach out to that person. Tell them to show you where that core rank of director is. Ask them to show you the path to get to that rank so that you too can begin to give yourself the raises that you deserve for the work that you put in. We thank you all for coming out and listening to us. If you have any other questions, like I said, reach out to that person that put you on here. And I am so thankful that Sarah and Mickey had invited me on to do this with you guys. I wish I could see y'all, but my screen, like I said, I'm just talking to a blank screen. So if anybody has anything else to say to tie this in, we are good to go. And I do appreciate this opportunity to share with you guys.